5th of Morning Star. Although my nightmares resumed, haunting dreams of the dark deeds I had committed since joining the Brotherhood, I forced myself to sleep every night so I could recover. I did not want to be a burden forever to my new friends. I continued to regain strength and was eventually able to lend a hand around the shack. I cooked and cleaned and chopped firewood. I helped to tan leathers and gather herbs. Whew. Oh, it's getting late. I'd better see about getting dinner on the table. I hope Haming will like my stew better than Froki's. Remarkably, I found a semblance of peace in my simple existence with these simple folk. I listened to Froki speak about the gods every day, and I asked many questions. He finally began to ask me questions of his own. At first, I answered as briefly as I could and skirted anything that might point to my guilt. But finally, one day, he informed me in his usual gruff manner that he knew what I was. My eyes gave it away, and that he wanted to know my story.
Let's hear it.
After all of his kindness, I felt that I owed the man the truth, even if it meant I would have to leave that remote retreat. In fits and starts and amidst hiccuping sobs, I told him everything. Right from the very beginning. I told him how I'd been taken by the vampires, how I'd given in and been turned, how I resisted the evil pull for so long, but then fell more and more under its influence. I spoke of joining the Thieves Guild, growing more and more resentful and arrogant, losing more of my humanity and my compassion as the days passed. I told him about the Brotherhood, how I joined their ranks and committed murder over and over and over again for coin or, worse, for pleasure. I ended my story by telling him about the dragon at the watchtower and how something about its power had knocked me to my senses. I told him how I had come to be laying in the snowbank where he found me. Well, I expected to be thrown out of the shack, or possibly even killed on the spot, as I deserved. What I did not expect was kindness and understanding and, divines above, forgiveness. Froki just leveled me with his frank stare, in that gruff way that he had, and said that everyone had a past, and everyone had regrets. What mattered now, he said, was what I was going to do with the rest of my life. Was I going to hide away, wallow in self-pity and despair? Or was I going to get back out there and do some good to counterbalance all the bad I'd already done? He spoke again of sure and kind, and he said that the gods would not give up on us if we did not give up on them.
Sycophants in the temple would call her Kinnereth, just a pale shadow of the truth, like all the temple divines. Kind, blessed warrior wife, Shore's widow, sacred to any true Nord hunter. She's the mother of men and beasts, and her veil is the storm.
I wanted to believe him so badly, but I was afraid. I was afraid to believe, afraid to hope. But his words did make a keen impression on me. Do I dare to hope? I spent the rest of that day outside in the sunshine, ignoring that vampiric weakness to sunlight that was still a part of me, and instead focusing on gratitude for Kind's gift of the beautiful weather.
Oh, divines above, is there hope for someone like me?
During my explorations, I had found a shrine nearby to Talos. It became a daily ritual for me to visit, pray, meditate, and leave a simple offering. The seed of hope that Froki had planted began to take root, and, given free rein, it sprouted and grew and blossomed into full bloom. As best I could tell, it had been about 6 weeks since the watchtower, and I was starting to feel the need to do something that mattered. I continued to seek counsel from the
They're
old man,
stolen
for I
idols,
found wisdom in
imposter
his
gods,
simplicity.
sold by silver tongues. No thank you. Froki will not forget Kine, or her sacred trials.
And Froki eventually suggested a course of action. He told me of an ancient Nordic hunting tradition and encouraged me to take up the quest.
The sacred trials of Kine? What's that?
It's an old Nord tradition, a test to prove your worth in the eyes of Kine.
Oh.
Show that you're a hunter, and no simple butcher. Kine teaches us to respect the beasts, and blesses the hunter who will face their champions. True Nord hunters are those who survive the trials. Do you think you're strong enough for Kine's blessing?
Kine's
I would be
blessing?
glad to pass this tradition down.
In honor of Kine, he anointed me and set me on the first step, to defeat 3 spirits that represented common beasts of the land: a skeever, a mud crab, and a wolf.
And you really think Kine would offer a blessing to me? After, you know...
You must defeat guardian beasts, blessed by Kine. I will anoint you with the symbol of the wolf, the crab, and the skeever. This will compel the guardian to appear when you reach his lair. Here's where you need to go.
You think it will work for me, Froki? That there is a chance? Then yes. Oh yes, if you think it's possible, then I want to take up the sacred trials. Please, just tell me. What exactly do I need to do?
Return when you've defeated the guardian wolf, crab, and skeever.
Oh, come on, now you're just making fun of me, Froki. A guardian skeever? Really?
Don't mock it, Pop.
Oh,
Even the lowliest beasts can kill the weak and arrogant.
oh, my
We'll
apologies.
try
Yes,
more
of
powerful
course.
enemies next, if you survive this.
I thought you were just being silly. I meant no disrespect.
Being a Nord myself, I felt particular enthusiasm for this tradition of my forefathers. I accepted the mission and began preparations to leave. My horse, loyal to a fault, had somehow managed to follow my trail and showed up at
Joking.
Froki's
You are
door
such a good
sometime
boy.
during my
I
illness.
have missed you.
Luckily, Haming had
But
taken
now
a
you
shine
could
to
have
him,
been
and
killed
so
trying
he
to
was
find
cared
me.
for as well as
You
I
silly
was.
beast.
I took several days to polish and repair the saddle, sort out my saddlebags, repair some armor I'd found but never worn, and ponder what spells and weapons I was going to use.
Now let's see. Oh good, I still have a sword. And that looks like a decent set of armor, once it's cleaned up a bit. As for magic, well, I am done with illusion spells. They're so underhanded, you know? No more of that. I suppose I can go straight destruction, but... Oh, you know what? No more fire spells either. The smell of burning flesh and... Oh, the screaming. Oh, no. No. Frost, then? Aye, frost. I will stick with frost and lightning, yes. Yes, those will be good to use. Alright, let's see if I remember how to do anything with this sword.
Having turned over a new leaf, I was determined not to use skill that seemed wrong somehow. That decision, combined with the fact that I'd thrown away all my old and powerful things, and had just recovered my health, likely meant that I was going to be weaker than before.
Now let's try some spells. Oh! Oops. Still powerful at least. But... oh, my stores of power are so low. Ugh. Let's see what else. I can still heal. Alright, that is good. Oh, but by the 8th, I just cannot cast for long. Let me try some potions and see if that helps. Ah, there. That is better. Frost rune, and I can trigger it with lightning. Good, good. What else? Ah, yes, wall of frost. Yes, that looks good. Oh, but the gods, it is so tiring. Oh, and there is ice storm. Good, I should be able to cast a few of those before running out of steam. Do those also trigger the runes? I can't remember. Oh, aye! Nice, that is a good combination. And if that doesn't do the trick, we finish off the enemy like this.
I hoped I would not be taken too much by surprise when put to the test. Neither Froki nor Heiming would be a decent sparring partner for me to practice, so there was no way to know how I'd fare until I got out into the world and tried.